Namaste. Welcome to Sakshi and wish you a happy new year from Sakshi team to all the viewers. As we are discussing about the Vastu day by day, we are knowing there are two energies which we need to balance, whether it can be home, whether it can be office, whether it can be anything. So to live peacefully, we need to balance the energies. It is positive energy and also negative energy. For everything, we have the both the energies. Just we need to balance those energies. This is nothing but the Vastu. So today, lot of people are sending questions to Sakshi, to discuss about what is Vastu behind the temples? What is the Vastu behind the old building? So today, Deepika ji picked this topic to answer the Sakshi viewers questions. So welcome Deepika ji to our show.
Namaste, Preeti ji. How are you?
I'm good, Deepika ji. And how about you, Deepika ji? And welcome
I'm
to our show. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Preeti ji, and I wish a happy, prosperous, healthy, and peaceful New Year to all the Sakshi viewers.
It's really great, and thanks a lot, Deepika ji. So, Deepika ji, as I mentioned, we got a lot of questions from the viewers to discuss about what is the Vastu behind the temples. And when I saw those questions, also, I realized when we went to the temple, we will feel so peacefully. And
Yeah.
some energies are balancing there, and we can able to sit quietly there, and we can able to do meditation there without any disturbance. If a lot of people are there too, and there is no disturbance to us. So, what is the main cause behind this, Deepika?
See, we go to temple to have three things. It is called Sukh, Samriddhi, and Shanti. So these are the three S of the life. So the Sukh is your happiness. We all need that happiness in life. Then we all need prosperity in life. And then we all need that peace in life, a peaceful life. So we all go to the temple for these three things only. See, we either go for a spiritual life, somebody will go to the temple for meditation to seek the Lord's blessing, and somebody is in true love with the God, so they go over there for the darshans to see the God. Somebody will have the wishes and they go for that, materialistic wishes. Somebody wants job, somebody wants car, somebody wants house. So there are many, many things for which we go to the temple. But if we do a bottom line of all the things, then finally it is again, that peace, happiness, and prosperity. We all need that only. So the temple gives that. And the Vastu of the temple is done in such a way of all the famous temples that, they are so Vastu perfect that when you go over there, you feel high level of energies. Though energy in a local temple, a temple nearby you, all the temples have good energy, but some of the very good temples, they are so good in the Vastu that energy level is really high over there.
So, Deepika ji, there are a lot of perceptions when we are having a home near the temple, nearby temple, there is a lot of perceptions. In that, the main thing is is it good to have a temple near home? And if there is a home also, the temple should, the temple shadow should not fall on the home. These are the main
Yeah.
perceptions I have been listening about the temple. Is it true or is it a simple myth, Deepika ji?
No, this is true. See, the people when go to the temple, they also leave their negativity there. You might have seen people crying in the temple, people asking for the material life. Somebody might be complaining over there. So, there are the mixture of feelings in the temple. So that is why it is said that the shadow of the temple should not fall on the house. If it is falling, then it can really create some problems. Like it depends on which part of the house the shadow is falling. Let's say if it is falling on the southern side, then you might be facing some or the other difference of opinion among the family members. If it is falling on the northeast, then the clarity is not there among the members of the house. So the shadow of the temple should not fall on the residence part.
So, in India, there is a proper structure to the temples, Deepika ji. Like in India itself, if you go for the Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, the structure of temples is different.
Hmm.
As we compared in the north, the buildings are all different. And when we came to US, in US also, the temples are literally the buildings. It would be like office buildings, it would be like a
Yeah.
home. So,
Hmm.
is it mandatory to have a specific structure for the temples, Deepika ji?
No, it is not mandatory, but actually, in the Vastu Granth, like if we talk about Matam, if we talk about, Vishkarma Prakash, so, all these classicals of the Vastu, they say that everything should be considered. Can you imagine? They have even written about the rocks, that some rocks are female rocks, some are male rocks, some are neutral ones. So neutral ones have to be, used on the floor, the female rocks inside the house, and the male rocks should be in the outer periphery. So these rocks also play the role in the vastu. So the structure definitely has some importance. Like you will see the structure of Shiv temple is different from the structure of the Ganesha temple. Like Ganesha temple, they usually activate your Muladhara chakra. So the structure definitely matters, but again the vastu astrology, they both say that that the country also matters. So here we cannot have very big structures. It is made in the common building like area only, so that is also good.
So yeah, Deepika ji, like building the temples is being commonly happening these days. In US also, in every street these days people are building the temples, and in India also, like lot of temples are happening. I mean, they are constructing the temples, Deepika ji. So in US there is a different type of zone where to build a temple, in the sense it should be like little bit outskirts, and there should be a lot of land, and there should be land for some houses too for the priests, and there is a lot of designations here. In the same way, in the ancient temples the power is little bit more in India when compared to the new temples. So what is the difference between the new temples and the old temples, and also in the US temples, Divkaji?
See, the old temples, the traditional temples, especially if you see in the southern India, the southern India follows a fixed pattern. If it's a Shiv temple, it's going to be a Shiv temple. If it's a Vishnu temple, it's going to be a Vishnu Lakshmi temple. It won't be a mixture. Like a temple is having everything, Lord Shiva also, Lord Vishnu also. So the south is usually follow fixed pattern, either a Shiv temple or a Vishnu temple or a Ganpati temple. In northern India, we usually have mixture. In one temple only you will see all the gods. So it depends from like place to place. In US, as you said, that we have so many laws to make a temple, so that is good also, because here the houses are made of wooden thing, which is not in India. So you have to be more cautious about the pattern of the building and everything, according to the safety measures, everything. So that is also important. But otherwise, see, according to the structure, if we talk about the Asian temples, so they are actually made on a very specific line of the vastu. They are actually tilted a little bit. It's you can say 5 point something, 5.56 tilted, so to get the zone of Lord Varuna. So when you set up the deities on that zone energy field, then definitely the vibrations of the temple become very, very high, and then you feel very much direct connection with the god. So all these Asian temples like Meenakshi temple, and then Padmanabham temple, they all have been tilted a little bit. Like it is 22.5 degree each zone, but they are tilted a little bit on that axis, on east west axis, to get the exact zone of the energy field called Varuna.
So, Deepika ji, as we did mini shows on the Vastu, for the home itself, still we are doing so many shows like how the bedroom should be, how the kitchen should be, what phase should be there, which phase is important for the studies. So we have a lot of prerequisites for the Vastu. In the same way, temple is really a sacred place. And so there will be a lot of prerequisites if we want to build a temple. So, like which phase the mandir should face, and which phase the Moola Virat should be there, and if it is whether it should be in the center of the position or it should be the corner to that room. So can we know about like what are all the prerequisites, main things we need to follow when building a temple, Deepkaji?
See, when we build a temple, then definitely, the deities, they should face east, and, the public, they should face west to have the best energy, this thing, vibrations. So, when the, deities are in the west zone of the temple, it is the best place, and the public should stand in the zone of Mitra. It is again one of the energy field. And when You stand in the zone of the Mitra, then you create that Maitri Bhava, that unconditional love connection with the God. And once you feel that the God is talking to you, when you feel that the presence of the God, then you automatically get so many answers, right? Sometimes we go with so many confusions to the temple, but when we sit there quietly for a few minutes, then we start getting the answers. So if the deity is placed in the western zone of the temple, that is the best, and the people should stand in the zone of the energy field called Mitra. Then it creates a direct one-to-one connection between the God and the person.
Okay. So, Deepika ji, normally if we are doing some Kartika Masa Puja or Diwali Puja, we'll just shift our mandir to the balcony or else outside of the home to do some bhajanas, and then we will keep it in the normal place. So, will you suggest this type of shifting puja mandirs to outside and inside, or it's not permitted, Deepika ji?
See, if you are doing like, if right now COVID going, so definitely people will not have big gatherings. But if you are doing having some big gathering and then you are shifting it, outside your house for few hours, that is okay. Otherwise, the puja should not be shifted here and there. See, everybody has their place. Everybody has their place. So you cannot shift God. Like if I talk to any couple, will they keep on shifting their bedroom? No. Will the children, like they are so tender energies that you can adjust them, but still they also don't want to adjust. A child of 5 years today don't want to adjust, right? So how can you expect God, such a high vibrational energy, to keep on shifting here and there? No, that should not be done.
Okay, so basically, if we are going to the temple, you'll see lot of doors. In Meenakshi temple, we have separate dwaras, and in Tirumala, we can see on special occasion they will open the different dwara to come. I mean, to the devotees. So there are different types of dwaras, Deepikaji. So can we know something about these dwaras? Like how many phases it should be, and is it allowed to place like odd number of doors or even number of doors, Deepikaji?
See, the doors does not matter at all. It is the main door of the building which matters. So all these temples like Padmanabham temple, Meenakshi temple, Tirupati Balaji temple, they all have their doors on a very auspicious zone, which are the best doors for the temple. So they all are usually either north facing or east facing. And again in north and east also, they having that very auspicious energy field where if the temple door is there, then it attracts lots of prosperity, lots of public towards it. So the temple doors does not matter. And then if they have made like these temples which you're talking about, so many doors, so see, these are for the public also, like to have that smooth going of the temple. So nothing has to do with the vastu actually.
Okay, so Deepika ji, we have a caller, Abhaya from New Jersey. Abhaya?
Okay.
Hello, Abhaya.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to our show.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Can you listen to us? Can you hear us? Hello. Yeah, we can take this call after 10 minutes, Deepika ji. Once the connection is good, we can again take this call. So let's continue our show. So, what should be the layout of the temple, Deepika ji?
Layout, see, again, first of all, it should be definitely convenience of the public, especially in this COVID times. But otherwise, the gods, they should either be east or west, and the public should either face east or west. If the deities are in the east, then definitely the public will be facing east. If the deities are in west, then the public will be facing west. So the best is among them is that the deity should be placed in the west. The public should be standing on the, there are four zones of this high energy fields, one of them which is Mitra. The public should be standing over there and facing the deities, and this definitely helps to create that one-to-one connection. So this should be the basic layout. Otherwise everything can be done. And the main door of the temple should be either north or east facing, so
Okay.
that attracts a lot of good energy towards the temple.
Okay. So, Deepika ji, like when compared to our puja mandirs and the idols in the temple, if we are praying to the god idols in the temple, something which is unknown super energy will reach us. We'll pray to God more respective compared to the home, Deepika ji. So, is there any separate vastu we need to, we need to follow in the temples for the god idols, Deepika ji?
See, God idols, you will usually see that, not usually, you will in fact see that there are no, photographs in the temple. In the temple, you usually worship idols. At home, never keep the idols because idols need very much, traditional kind of worship of the God, which is not possible today in, it is so much busy life for everybody. So that is why it is not possible at home to do that much traditional puja or worship of the God. So that is why always at the home, according to Vastu also, keep the pictures at home and idols in the temple. And then the picture should also not be very big pictures. They should be small, a palm size of the owner of the house. That would be good. And when we worship the idols, then definitely offer, the flowers to the idol, and then offer some prasad to the idol. That is, your way of paying the respect. Otherwise, what else we can give to the God? We cannot give anything. We only receive everything from the God. So if you what in a way you can just show your feelings to the God, your unconditional love to the God, and then as a gift, like when you go to anybody's house also, you take some gift, some token of love for them. So with that purity, with that love, you can offer the flowers to the God, you can offer some prasadam to the God, right?
Yes. Deepika ji, it's not Abhaya, it's Abhay. He's back again. Let's talk with him, Deepika ji. Abhay?
Okay.
Yeah, hi Deepika ji. I have seen a lot of videos from Sakshi TV, and you have given a lot of good Vastu tips to us, and it has helped me like get back on my feet. I just had a small question for you. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot like get 100% of my job. I know I need to do this task, but I'm not able to give the 100% of my job to the task.
Hmm.
Somewhere I am
Okay,
lacking
so
the
you want to
potential.
say
So
that
is
you
it
don't
some?
perform that good.
Yes, I don't perform that good on my task. I know how to do it. I have the capabilities, but I don't know why I don't. So it's some vastu problem in my house.
Okay, so let me know what is in the southwest of your house. Do you have any toilet or kitchen over there in the southwest of your house?
I have the toilet in the southwest.
Okay, if you have the toilet in the southwest, and what color is there? Do you have like blue color over there or green color over there?
It's green color.
It's green color. Okay. So do one thing. Just get your toilet painted with the any shades of yellow. It should be very pastel color, and try to use some lemon yellow. That would be good. Very, very light color. And then put the mat, yellow color mats around the WC. So that will cut the negative energies, and then you will be able to perform good. And moreover, do you have any room or any space where in the southwest where you can sleep or sit?
In the southwest, I will have to check.
Okay, so check it out. And if you have like any space in the southwest where you can sit and do your task, where you can sit with your, PC and you can perform your whatever you do at the job. And otherwise, if you can sleep in the southwest, if you have a bedroom over there and you can sleep in the southwest, so that will, give you a better energy, good high vibrational energies, positive energy to perform your task. And then you will be performing good.
Thank you, Deepika ji. Anything else for me?
No, just
Any other
just
tips?
keep the southwest clean. Keep the southwest clean. Don't keep any dustbins over there. And as I said, just get it paint yellow. Just remove the green color from there.
Abhay? Yes, Deepika ji. I think the call was cut. But thanks a lot, Abhay, for calling to the show. It's not only the problem for Abhay, it's the problem for all youth these days, Deepika ji. They are
Yeah.
giving their 100% effort, but they are not happy in their job. Due to some reasons, it can be salaries, or it can be travel, or it can be the work is not that much impressed by them. So actually, if they are, is there any tip then all the people should follow for this particular thing, Deepika ji, apart from the southwest? Is there any particular tip, Deepika ji?
See, right now, first of all, Preeti, as COVID going on, as you know, many people have lost their job. So even companies are becoming very choosy to pick the people. Though the life is again coming back to the normal, but due to this new virus again, there is a lot of confusion among the companies too. So definitely the youth right now is facing a lot of problem in getting a new job. But still, I would say that first of all, the southwest is a zone of your skill. So if the southwest is disturbed in any ways, then the person is unable to perform their task properly, though they might be knowing everything, but not performing well. So it depends, like, why you not getting the job. Is it because of salary, or you not performing the task well, or the knowledge is not up to the mark, or you're not getting the support of your colleagues or boss? So there can be many things, or you don't have that good connection in the office, that is why. So there are many things due to which you are not having that, like just now Abhay said that he is having the problem in performing, though he knows everything, but he's having the performance problem. So it depends like what kind of a problem, and according to that, you have to balance that zone of the house.
Okay, Deepika ji. And as we are like in the previous questions, we are talking about the old temples. So I have one small doubt. Like we have the famous temple like Meenakshi Temple, Somnath Temple, and Balaji Temple, but it was looted a lot of times, Deepika ji. In old temples, they will follow the proper vastu and they will build the temples, and all energies will be balanced. But still, why those temples are looted and again, Deepika ji?
See, only Somnath temple was looted again and again because Somnath temple has the water in the south. So south is see, first of all, the traditional Vastu says that, the south and the west should be heavy than the east and the north, which is so true. The slope should be in the eastern and the northern side. If the slope is at the eastern and the northern side, if you are having the door on a right and correct energies, then 60% of the Vastu is done. Trust me, 60% of the Vastu gets done. So, the Somnath temple has the problem that in the south is actually the zone of fire, and there the water is a lot of water. The ocean comes at the south of the Somnath temple. So the fire element is totally disturbed. See, if we put water on the fire, then definitely, the fire vanishes. So we cannot have the water thing and such a big ocean over there at the south. So that is why it has been looted. When the fire elements get disturbed in the house or in a property, then there are the chances, lot of chances of bankruptcy, or in modern days we can say bankruptcy, or this kind of loot or something. So whenever the India was there has been a lot of invasions in the India. So at that time the Somnath temple has been looted many times because of this.
Okay. So, Deepika ji, like previously, there will be a separate puja room in our tradition. But moving forward, people came to like small, they prefer like some small slabs. They will keep one god idol or one picture of the god. And tremendously, the people are not keeping puja mandirs too. So, is it important to keep a puja mandir in the home, Deepika ji?
See, first of all, it is good. Like, when you keep a temple in the house, a small temple, I'm not saying don't keep big temple, but a very small temple in the house, then you create the positive vibrations in the house. Then you feel that blessing. Though, again, if your heart is pure, if your karmas are good, I'm always in that favor, then you don't even need the temple. Then God resides here in your heart only, right? So the God resides where the place is very clean and clear. So an unconditional loving heart, a pure heart, the God will automatically reside there. There is no Chitragupt, in the heaven. It is here only. So it keeps on writing what is where mental, emotional, physical bad karmas you do, right? So first of all, if you keep the temple, it is okay. It's good. Like, but nothing mandatory. And second thing, Everybody has their own place. Like if your parents also come, or whatever, like your kids, parents, you, everybody has their own space. Similarly, the God has, he is the highest level of energy. So don't keep the idols here and there. They are not the showpiece in the house. Don't keep the idols on the slab like this. Give them a proper place. If you are keeping, if the house is very small and you want to create a very small place for the God, then at least put some cloth on the slab, and then, place the, don't keep the idols, and place the photos on that cloth.
So, Deepika ji, I'm very curious to know about the Vastu of Meenakshi Amman temple, Deepika ji, because the positive vibrations are more, and it's really famous temple. Could you please explain us like what's the difference between the other temples to the Meenakshi Amman temple, Deepika ji?
See, they have exactly all the five elements in the temple is beautifully balanced. First thing. The second thing, they are, the southern part and the western part is heavier than the northern and the eastern part. The third thing, the deities are exactly placed on the energy field where, the Lord has his maximum, that blessing power, like where the God connects to you one to one basis. So that is also there in these temple. Then the fourth, the entrance. The entrances are on the very high energy field, like Bhalat, like Indra. So these are the very high energy fields which attracts a lot of prosperity to the temple, which attracts a lot of name and fame to the temple. And then the five, if I talk again about the five elemental theory, so the fire element has the kitchen over there. In the water element, they have some kind of fountain or some kind of, on all these temples they have some or the other kind of water body over there. The southern side and the western side, again they have the big structures. The eastern side and the northern side has the small structures of the temple. So the five element theory is good. The entrance is good. The deities are placed on the, right and the correct position. That is why I was saying before also that all these temples are tilted little bit to
Okay.
get the exact that northeast, east and west axis. So these temples have been a little bit tilted.
So it's really very curious to me to know more
Yeah,
about how this Vastu work to the temples, Deepika ji.
yeah,
Because as our time is only for 30 minutes today, let's conclude our session. Let's continue our session with the other episode, Deepika ji.
sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Deepika ji. Preeti from Sakshi.